After Asr prayer, just recite this spiritual practice 3 times, and by the Lord of the Kaabah, within 2 minutes, wealth will begin to pour into your life. Look, my poor brothers and sisters, you have reached this video by the will of Allah. This is a gift from your Lord. If you are poor or sick, I challenge you, listen carefully to this spiritual practice that works within 2 minutes. After testing it on thousands of people and seeing my own life transformed, today I will share with you such a spiritual secret that you have neither read nor heard before. Wherever you live, in any country, town, village, or street, as soon as Asr prayer is finished, without greed or worldly desire, immediately recite this spiritual practice. I guarantee you, within 2 minutes, debts will vanish, poverty will end, illnesses will go away, childlessness will be cured, broken relationships will heal, and the oppression of tyrants will stop. Just yesterday, about 2,025 people reached out to me from across the world, asking for a solution to their troubles. I've tested countless spiritual practices in my life, but this one, the Asr-time spiritual practice, is unlike anything you've ever seen or practiced. So what do you have to do? After praying Asr, remain seated where you are and perform this short spiritual act. When I first recited this spiritual practice, I was living in poverty, hungry and helpless. The saintly man told me about it, and I tried it once. Believe me, within 2 minutes, everything changed. Now I will reveal to you the secret and the proper method, one that you've never heard before. Right after Asr, without getting up, perform this most powerful spiritual practice that brings unseen help and opens the treasures of the unseen world. If you are sick, poor, in pain, or struggling in marriage, if you want your husband or wife to return to you, or want debts and difficulties to vanish, this spiritual practice will change your life. Yesterday, I gave this spiritual practice to some brothers and sisters facing heartbreak and relationship blockages. By Maghrib, they received good news, their problems dissolved, and their beloveds returned. This spiritual practice is for every hardship, illness, debt, sorrow, or poverty. If you read it just 3 times, within 2 minutes, it's as if a saint knocks on your door, saying, "Here, Allah has sent a gift for you." It's the most powerful spiritual practice in the world, one that brings wealth and removes all problems. Now, first, recite Ya Fattah. This is one of Allah's beautiful names, and Allah Himself has sworn by it, saying, "Will now share. I swear by the Lord of the Kaabah," will make you say, "Today I've witnessed the truth of this spiritual practice. It truly works." Within 2 minutes, poverty and distress will vanish. So, dear believers, 1. Perform your Asr prayer. 2. Remain seated after Salah. 3. Follow the exact 1-minute method I'll tell you. This act takes only 1 minute. Yet I take an oath by Allah that it will remove every kind of problem and difficulty within 2 minutes. Illness, hardship, misfortune, or even the evil eye. If someone has cast an evil eye on you, your prayers and spiritual practices won't seem to work until that eye is removed. This spiritual practice instantly destroys even the worst form of evil eye. So, my friends, include this miraculous spiritual practice in your daily routine. The first and main recitation is Ya Fattah, but today I'll tell you a method so unique that you've never heard it before. People recite Ya Fattah countless times, but this Asr-time spiritual practice is what brings miraculous wealth within minutes. Those who perform it even once become lovers of this practice because it changes their condition in moments. By Allah, within 2 minutes, before Maghrib, your poverty and misery will be completely erased. If for some reason you can't read it immediately after Asr. You may perform it any time between Asr and Maghrib in solitude, with firm faith in Allah. Begin by reciting Durood Sharif once. If you don't know Durood Ibrahimi, just say Sallallahu ala Muhammad or Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Even if you don't know any Durood, don't worry. Simply say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Then begin this spiritual act that brings treasures from the unseen world. The first spiritual practice is Ya Fattah, the gateway to divine wealth, relief, and miracles. You may have recited this before, but today, after Asr prayer, you must recite it 3 times in the exact way I will explain. As soon as you recite Durood Sharif once after Asr prayer, or any time between Asr and Maghrib, on any day, in any place, this spiritual practice will begin to work. If you're watching this video before Asr, then note this practice now, understand it carefully, and perform it silently for your own need, whether for house, wealth, love, debt, illness, infertility, or any hardship. By Allah, within 2 minutes, this spiritual practice removes every difficulty. Debts vanish, illnesses disappear, childlessness ends, a distant beloved returns, an oppressive husband or mother-in-law softens, a cruel boss changes, and even the evil eye and black magic are destroyed in moments. So, dear believers, after praying Asr, sit down quietly and perform this practice. Recite Durood Sharif once, then say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Then you will recite Ya Fattahu in the special way I'll show you, a powerful secret phrase with it. Yes, you can recite Ya Fattahu anytime, and it always brings blessings. But today, I'll hand over to you the real secret, the tasbih, the treasure that works immediately. All the spiritual practices in this practice produce instant results. But when you recite them all together, seated in one place with full focus, believe me, after watching this video, you'll only regret one thing. If only I had known this earlier. If only I had read this spiritual practice before, I would not have struggled, begged, or suffered like this. So, my brothers and sisters, no matter how busy you are today after Asr, don't miss this spiritual practice. If you've received it today, read it today. Don't delay until tomorrow. You can read it any day after Asr, right after the prayer or between Asr and Maghrib. But if you read it today, you will see its effect today. Since the day this treasure of wealth and relief came into my life, I've never passed an Asr without performing this practice. When I first learned it from a humble fakir, I was drowning in debt and surrounded by illness, poverty, and despair. No way out in sight. But I swear, after reciting it once after Asr, my life changed completely in one day. Since then, this practice has been my lifelong companion. I've shared it with friends, relatives, and countless people across the world. Whenever someone comes to me in distress, I give them this same Asr-time practice, and they spend their lives thanking and praying for me. Now you have completed the first spiritual practice. Remember, first you must recite Durood Sharif once, then say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Then begin the first spiritual practice. Ya Fattahu, fill my hands with blessings. Say this 3 times exactly as shown. Ya Fattahu, fill my hands with blessings. Ya Fattahu, fill my hands with blessings. Ya Fattahu, fill my hands with blessings. Recite it in your own heartfelt tone. After reciting this first spiritual practice 3 times, you will immediately move to the second spiritual practice without getting up. The second spiritual practice is Ya Rabbana. Recite it while sitting in the same place. After reciting Ya Fattahu 3 times, say Ya Rabbana al-madad. O our Lord, help us. Recite this also 3 times. Ya Rabbana al-madad, Ya Rabbana al-madad, Ya Rabbana al-madad. This is the treasure of Ya Rabbana, a secret passed down from saints. Whoever recites it after Asr in this manner has never been left disappointed. People often say, "We've read Ya Rabbana many times, but our conditions didn't change." But my poor brothers and sisters, have you ever read it after Asr in this exact order with this spiritual method? Never, because this is a hidden secret of the saints, one that transforms a beggar into a king in a single day. So after Asr prayer, recite Durood Sharif once. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Ya Fattahu, fill my hands with blessings 3 times. Ya Rabbana al-madad 3 times. With this, your first and second spiritual practices are complete. You've called upon Allah to fill your life with unseen blessings and miracles. Now comes the third spiritual practice, the atomic spiritual formula of wealth. It is a Quranic spiritual practice, a royal secret of divine power. When you recite it third after Ya Rabbana, especially after Asr, its miracles multiply. My brothers and sisters, I could list its countless benefits, but the list is so long, it would take another video to finish. Your life will change. The benefits are so many, so incredible, that the one who recites this will be left astonished. People around you will ask in amazement, "Oh, poor man, what did you read that suddenly your life turned around? Your poverty vanished, your illness disappeared, your childlessness ended." If your condition does not change within 2 minutes, then you may hold me accountable. My dear brothers and sisters, I am now about to reveal the secret of my heart, the hidden tasbih of the saints of Allah, a secret that will drive away poverty and misery in just 2 minutes. Now, pay attention. The third spiritual practice of this practice is from Surah Al-Ikhlas, verse number 2, Allahu as-Samad. Look carefully. I request your full attention. Do not be careless, lest this powerful practice slip away from your hands. These are the last few sentences, the final spiritual practices. I've already told you half of the practice. Only the remaining half is left. Watch these few seconds, and your life will change forever. And please share this video with your poor brothers and sisters, those who are suffering, sick, childless, trapped in problems or injustices. By Allah, just 3 recitations of this spiritual practice will end the oppression of any tyrant. Just 3 recitations will finish every hardship, every sorrow. My dear friends, after completing the second spiritual practice, stay seated and move to the third spiritual practice, the verse of Surah Al-Ikhlas, Allahu as-Samad. This is such an easy spiritual practice that even a child can recite it. Hold your tasbih in your hand, because this one has a slightly higher count than the others. The previous ones were 3 or 7 times, but this one you must recite 41 times exactly, not one less, not one more. You may count with the tasbih or your right hand, whichever you prefer, but complete 41 recitations calmly and peacefully. This spiritual practice, my dear friends, opens the unseen treasures of Allah. After finishing 41 recitations of Allahu as-Samad, you will then combine 2 divine names of Allah, both of which are kings of wealth. Ya Ghaniyyu, Ya Mughniyyu. When recited together after Asr, their power shakes the heavens and removes every trace of poverty and deprivation. Each spiritual practice in this practice is a treasure in itself, each one a key to every difficulty. But when all of them are recited at this special time after Asr, sitting in one place Between Durood Sharif, the destiny of the reciter shines like gold. Within 2 minutes, your circumstances will begin to transform. Debts in the millions will vanish, deadly diseases will fade, and impossible problems. Friends, when a practice can destroy black magic, evil eye, and restrictions in just 2 minutes, what more could a person need from life? Instead of spending your entire life wandering door to door, begging people for help, put your full faith and trust in Allah Almighty and recite this once with conviction. Please share this video as much as you can with those who are poor, suffering, or sick. You never know, your one share might change someone's life forever, and that person may pray for you for the rest of their life. Now, finally, after reciting all 3 spiritual practices while still seated, hold your tasbih once again and recite the 2 divine names together. Ya Ghaniyyu, Ya Mughniyyu. You have surely recited these names before in times of hardship or sickness. But today, when you combine them in this specific order after Asr, you will witness a miracle with your own eyes. Recite Ya Ghaniyyu, Ya Mughniyyu 11 times, calmly counting on your tasbih or your fingers. After completing it, recite the same Durood Sharif you began with. Raise your hands and pray sincerely to Allah Almighty. By Allah's will, your life will change within minutes and seconds. Take care of yourself, and don't forget to like, share, comment your name, and subscribe to the channel with the bell icon turned on.